Do you remember skating with Corey Scholes?
Yeah. Gosh, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember exactly when I met Corey, but yeah, we. Uh, I'm sure it was like through Tim and Cody, and some of the Davis kids. And yeah, we used to skate campus a lot, and ramps. I mean, that guy was he was just a natural gifted skater. I mean, he just had such amazing style, and he just went big on everything he did. And yeah, I remember, gosh, we'd skate at Donald D's ramp over in Dixon, which is where Corey grew up, and oh man, there was so many ramps around. There's a Todd's ramp in Winters. That was really popular. Just like the whole backyard was nothing but ramp, pretty much. And then there was this other kid, Raisin, who had a ramp in Winters, and there was some other ramp, and I can't remember. There was a spine ramp out past Yamada's somewhere, I think.
Oh,
I think it was.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and I can't remember whose house that was or what. I got some pictures from back then.
Yeah. What's your experiences with the glory hole?
Oh, oh man, gosh, I think I only went there a couple of times, but yeah, I just remember like the whole. It was an adventure to go out there, because you'd have to take a raft and.
So tell us your method. Tell us your method of doing it.
So we'd go to the parking lot. I think there was like some parking lot. Not too far away from there, so you get out and fill up the raft and everything, load everything up, and throw your skates in. I think it took. I don't think it probably took like 2 or 3 trips to get everybody and everything over there, and then you have to bring a push broom, and get all the crap out of there, and I don't know how far back we went, because there was always like kind of water running down the thing, so you'd have to push the dirt down, kind of build a little dam to keep the water from going down, and then kind of brush out the water and let it air out. So I'd say probably the last 7,500 feet or something of the pipe is what we actually skated, and that thing was huge. It wasn't real smooth like when they formed it. I think they used like well, not 2x4s, but something like that. It was like kind of not super smooth or anything, but it was lots of fun. And
but people went out there with you.
Yeah.
You remember any names of people that went out there?
No, I remember going out there with Steve and Chuck, Kurt, some of the Woodland and Davis guys. I think it's a friend of ours, Neil from Wisconsin. He used to come out and stay at Steve Bryant's every summer. Steve was a work. Steve and Neil would go down to skate camp in Visalia every summer and do that. So Neil would come out here and hang out in Davis for a while. So usually when Steve was at work and if I wasn't in school at the time or something, we just like hang out and skate wherever. But I think I remember going out there with him too. And that was a lot of fun. Like I said, only did it went out there a couple of times, but it was. Had to prepare for it.
Anybody ever get injured out there that you remember?
Well, actually, there is a kid from Woodland who died out there.
What happened?
He was. I can't remember if they were skating. His name was Herman Perez, and they were out there coming down the hill, and I think he fell like
Oh, he
down
climbed
right where,
down to it.
yeah, something, yeah. As I recall, that was
What year was
happened.
that?
I probably like 86 maybe.
Really?
87.
Okay. I think I vaguely remember hearing a story about that.
Yeah. I can't remember if they were going out there to skate or they were just like climbing around out there or what the deal was. But I think it was that, probably that section of wall. There was like kind of a wall that went up the side where it was dug out there.
Okay.
Because I remember he had a lot.
I remember people telling us that we shouldn't go down that way. We need to come around
it's
and bring
like,
a raft.
Super sketchy.
Yeah. I remember people tried to jump in the water there to swim across and got quickly right back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was super cold.
Yeah, no, the raft is the only way to go down.
I remember that. Like, well, what do you need a raft for? Oh!
Right.
It's cold water.
Yeah.
Come out, snot coming out of their face. Oh, my God.
Well, see, so I met Ron, and through Ron, I met Jeff Clint.
Yeah, tell me about Jeff, because I have Jeff here to talk about Jeff, so. Anything we can have about Jeff?
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about him?
So Jeff, remember meeting Jeff through Ron Allen. So they grew up in Visalia, and at some point all those guys came to Davis. I can't remember if there was a contest. I think there was a contest going on or something.
Davis maybe. Or?
Well, at this point, like met a bunch of the Visalia guys. And Jeff was one of them. So I think Ron was living on L Street in this house. And so all these Visalia guys showed up. It was like a Sacto contest. And I'm trying to think of who all was there. Like Jeff Clint, I think Matt Black, Tom Knox maybe. I don't know if Bob Goodsby was there. He might have been there. But anyway, that's where I met Jeff. And when he was hanging out in Davis, we'd skate when he was in town. And then at some point, I got a phone call from him, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to school in Davis." So we used to skate around campus and stuff, and our girlfriends lived in one of the dorms over on campus, and we just we're always hanging out on campus, just skating all over the place. We'd skate there, the Amtrak station. We hung out at the Amtrak station a lot. There was a really good curb over there, and
we call it the Chuck Norris curves. Is that what you guys called
it? That's the first one I've heard. I haven't heard it, the Chuck Norris curve, but it was pretty chunky.
That's what I think Mike Neese called it, that or something.
Oh, that's funny.
We all knew it because it was a challenge, and you really had to hack at it, and Chuck Norris, to the ground.
Oh man, that's funny. I skated a lot and hung out a lot with Jeff, I think I got some photos and stuff from back then.
He did art for Thrasher or
campus. So when he got out of school, he went through the art program at Davis, and then I don't know if he had an internship or something at Thrasher, after he left school. So he was there, or maybe got a job in the art department or something like that. So he was at Thrasher, and so I used to go hang out there. We'd go to the Dish, Hunters Point, some other street skating spots. We used to go to there was this Safeway on Church Street. We used to go hang out there. There was another curb. He was totally into just curbs and stuff like that, and got a few pictures of things like that from back then. So he was at Thrasher in the art department for a while. I tried to find some magazines. I've had a few pictures in there. He sort of, when he was working there, he kind of hooked me up with like what's the, trying to remember, the guy, he was the art director there. It'll come to me later.
The one that recently passed away.
I don't know who that.
Okay.
Who that was.
I can't. Philip.
Ken McGuire.
Ken McGuire. Okay.
Ken McGuire was the art director. And
okay.
So I used to go out there, and we'd go out and skate different spots. Those guys, and then after Jeff was there for a little while, and then Fausto Vitello. He had deluxe distribution, and he offered Jeff a job running that, which was deluxe distribution. And he started out just doing that, and eventually, everybody knows, like, real skateboards, stereo.
What is stereo?
I can't remember if that was what part of real that whole thing. Stereo was like whose sort of brand that was, but
okay.
But Spitfire, and all those other brands from Deluxe back then. But it's Jeff started running that company, and just it got huge. It's amazing. He was such a generous guy. Every time we go skate and everything, and I'd get a board or some T-shirts and stuff like that. And he was a really cool guy. And our Wonderful Broken Thing. That was another a Davis band from back in the day that Jeff and Steve started, and they played all kinds of parties. That's one of the things I remember of from Davis back then. It was like there was house parties. There would be 2 or 3 house parties a weekend with bands and stuff, and those guys played quite a bit.
Who all was in Wonderful Broken Thing?
So that was Jeff and Steve started that band, and then Kirk DeWald, who I think he's like CFO of Deluxe these days, still probably, and John Killebrew played horn in that band, and drums actually, just a snare and brushes.
What kind of music was it?
I don't know. They're trying to think of, sort of punk rock version of folk, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. They were kind of their own thing. Cake kind of ripped them off a little bit later. When I remember seeing Cake at first, and they had a horn player and doing sort of those same kind of songs, and it was like, oh, the Wonderful Broken Thing did that like a few years ago. And they were lots of fun. They had one of those songs in the H Street video. I remember there's some like footage of skate camp, I think, or something like that, with Jeff like skating, and they had this kind of like 20s sounding tune, with the like muted horn thing going on and everything.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, it's really funny.